Hello everyone, it's just a dad. Today I'm going to do a video on this Eufy X10 Pro Omni. I've had it cleaning my house for 2 months. We're going to go through the vacuum, show you what's been working, and I'll put links to all of these. These are the products that you're going to need to keep this vacuum up and running. It retails for $800. I bought this with my own money. Absolutely love it. Once in a while it does go on sale for $6.50. Be sure and check out my Instagram page. When these go on sale, I'll notify you. I'll put a post up because I'm always on these sites kind of checking them out and seeing how things are going. So I absolutely love the Eufy X10 Pro Omni, and let's get into it. So this robot vacuum cleaner has been mopping and vacuuming my upstairs for over 2 months steady. I have it set on a schedule where it mops and vacuums 4 times a week, and it mops only 3 times a week. So let's just go over. The first month I changed out, this is the bag. Up here, this is where the dust bag goes. So as it vacuums your house, it's going to empty everything. It's going to empty everything out of this dustbin into here. And it did an amazing job. Look at all that hair, dust. There's even really fine particles in the bottom here. Now, what I love about these dust bags, I don't get like, see, I'm starting to get some dust around here. The dust bags contain everything. I don't have dust. It's not dirty up here. They're easy to change. You just lift this, lift it out. There's the dust bag. You know, this one has about 3 weeks into it. We'll cut it open and see how it's doing. Here's the new dust bags. Again, they're like double, triple walled or something. They really do keep a lot of dust out. It all stays in the bag, but these robots actually do a really good job of cleaning. And it's the best thing you can do is put them on a schedule. If you put it on a schedule and you're like, oh, I'm busy, I'm working, I don't want it to go off that day, just go up and hit tell it to go home, or in the app, tell it to go home. It's better to tell it to stop cleaning than to start cleaning, because you really never remember to tell it to start cleaning. Okay, how's the clean water tank held up? There's the Eufy clean solution. I put about 2 capfuls of solution in with the clean water. You know, I've had to clean it once. It didn't really have any odor or anything. Now the dirty water tank I've had to clean about 4 or 5 times, about once every week. Maybe I can go about every 2 weeks. Now it will start to stink a little bit. Okay, let's dump it out. I think I forgot I cleaned this maybe. My floors are starting to get so clean, but a lot of stuff will filter down to the bottom, kind of set at the bottom. So you got to get in there with a brush, kind of spray some soap in there. Okay, I kind of scrubbed that out. Now we'll see there was some stuff. See, down in the bottom of there, you got to rinse that out pretty good. It will get the finer dirts will settle to the bottom. All right, let's take a look at the actual robot. It's not getting too scuffed up. I've had to wipe the sensors, this top off a little bit. Again, it's doing a really good job. The LiDAR, nothing's really gotten in the way of it. Around back, a little bit of scuffing up here. Nothing too bad though. Now, let's take a look at the dust bag first. All right, I think I've cleaned this once, but here's the dustbin. All right. Yeah, we got to take this off right here. There's the filter. Again, this is, ooh, yeah, boy, it's dirty. So it is time to clean this. Now, it's better to blow this off first and then take it to your sink. You can rinse it, but you got to let it dry for about a day. And then we can take this to the sink, get this all nice and clean. Yeah, not too bad. There's been a little sticky mess in there, looks like. The trap door has been pretty good. Nothing's been caught. This is how it auto empties through this little door. Sometimes things can get stuck in here. So yeah, and you want to make sure and clean this filter. Okay, let's take a look at the mop pads. I have changed these mop pads. Now the base station does a good job of washing them and drying them, but it is a good idea to throw them in your laundry once in a while. So you can see these have been used, I think now for about 3 or 4 weeks, and they're clean, but they're kind of just flat and they need like a refresh. Now you can replace them. Here's ones that were used for a month and they were getting pretty kind of flat and not kind of fluffy, and you could tell they weren't doing as good a job of cleaning. When I put these in the laundry, here's how they look. And now, again, all this is so easy to work on. I might have to wipe this, you know, take a clean rag and wipe all that off. But then make sure these are like, line up these octagon sides. So it's super easy to change out. And you can see they're just nice and fluffier, kind of. They do a better job of cleaning. They get kind of flat after a while. With the base unit cleaning them, that's just how it is. And these are the ones that have been on there for 3 to 4 weeks, and I can smell them. They do have a little bit of an odor to them. I have to put my nose right up to it. It's not prevalent. I don't smell it anywhere around the machine. And these are the new ones. Yeah, they smell just fine, like they came out of the laundry. So it is a good idea to still, even though the base unit washes them and dries them, they will still get just a little bit of an odor, but it's only when you put your nose right up to it. Okay, I have not cleaned the fall-off sensors are doing good. The side brush I have not replaced. It's doing okay. The brush roller, I have not changed out the brush roller. So let's open it up. We've got it needs some maintenance, looks like. It's got a little bit of hair wrap, not too bad. And we've got a little bit of, I forget, it'd be nice if these popped off. There's some hair wrap in these corners. Yeah, down in this is pretty important to get this hair wrap out. I'll have to cut that off. And also, you get kind of some fuzzy stuff on the back side of the brush. You know, if you've got like a metal brush, it might come off easier, but it's coming off pretty easy. The fins have held up, and you know, I'm not missing any pieces of the brush. I forget that side doesn't come off. Oh, that comes off. So we do get a little bit of hair wrap around that little bearing surface there, kind of in there. Let's take a look down inside. It's doing, you know, this is still floating. I don't have too much dirt and debris down in here. Let's take a look at the door. Now the Eufy X10 Pro Omni, it's got these fingers. So when the brush roller is normally cleaning, it's turning one way, and those fingers or that comb is going to be stowed. When it docks itself, you'll hear it auto empty, but then you'll hear it turns the brush roller backwards. And when it does that, that causes that comb to come out. And it's supposed to take the hairs off of, you can see it's extended now. It's supposed to take the hairs off of the brush roller, and it did a fairly good job. It's not going to get that stuff off the back. And again, when it's normal, it stows it, and then when it turns it backwards, it extends that comb. So in this kit, you get a new brush roller. You know, here's the old one. It comes with all the pieces on the end. You can see, you know, the new one, stuff does get kind of down in between those. And you should, yeah, look at the filter. Here's what the new one looks like. So, and then here's what this door looks like. The door looks like it's in pretty good shape. All I gotta do is clean it up. Nothing's really damaged or missing on it. I could take this over the sink and give this a good washing. That's gonna probably start to wear a little bit. And the side brushes have really held up. This is a new one, and there's the old one. The drive wheels look good. I have not gotten anything wrapped around the drive wheels. They're in good shape. Again, these sensors are not too dirty. So overall, the robot is in excellent shape. Okay, the self-cleaning base, you do have to clean this once in a while. And I think about every couple weeks I'll clean this. I haven't cleaned it for a while, but it is so easy. I just lift this out. I take this to the sink and I can spray this down. You know, it's got some mud in there from how it just does a really good job of cleaning. And this part doesn't get too dirty. I like that most of the dirt stays in the tray that I can take out. There's the tube. There's where the fan comes out to air dry the mop pads. There's the auto empty. It's fine. The sensors. That's the autofill, looks good. Yeah, I mean, I could just wipe this off a little bit. It's actually in really good shape. The ram's in good shape. Again, the bag seals so good. I haven't cleaned this out at all. You know, where the tanks go is nice and clean. I do find these tanks aren't the biggest, so I do find that I am filling these up or emptying that out and filling this up quite regularly. Okay, again, originally I bought this 2.5 months ago with my own money. It was $800. That was $800 well spent. And since then, they've put this on sale I think one time for $650. That's an amazing price. And follow me on Instagram, because when they put it on sale, I'll do a really quick post on Instagram, because I'm constantly on Amazon checking prices on different things, and I'll occasionally look at this. So, you know, $650, that's the Roborock S8 Max V Ultra, that's $1,800. That's the Dream X40, that's $1,900. You can almost buy 3 of these for that. So an amazing one. I wanted to show you in real world. This has been the upstairs vacuum for 2.5 months. We're gonna go through the app. I'm gonna show you how it's been cleaning in the app, but who's gonna come upstairs and start cleaning our house? This robot has become so important in our house that my wife and I, whenever we're having company or something, she's like, start the robot, get the kitchen clean. She's not using her Tinico as much upstairs to mop the kitchen floor. This thing is actually doing a really good job. And my biggest piece of advice, put it on a schedule. And I got an aggressive schedule. This thing cleans in my house. We'll look at the schedule. It's every day of the week. And I'm glad it does, because there are days when I'm like, oh, it's bothering me. Then I just go hit the go home, or in the app I tell it to stop, or I'll pause it. But you always forget to start cleaning, but it's easy to tell it to stop cleaning. That's my biggest piece of advice. Our kitchen floors have never looked this good, because on a daily basis, it is mopping them. Now I am emptying this and cleaning this a little bit, but I don't mind that because it's doing a good job. Now, if there's one catch to owning a robot vacuum cleaner, it is the cleanup. You know, this is the filter. That is really dirty. You know, they are reusable. You know, you could just replace it every time, but oh, got it all over me. So this is the only part. If anybody, you know, if there's one thing about a robot vacuum cleaner, it is cleaning the filter. This is where all of the fine dirt is that gets all over you. But again, if you don't mind a little extra work, it does take a couple days for it to dry, but you can get these clean. It is nice to have that kit. I'm very glad I bought that kit, and I like that it's a Eufy kit. It's the OEM kit. I know it's going to work. They make lots of aftermarket parts, but I like when I can buy it right from the manufacturer. I think I've got this clean, but I think this stains from kitty litter. I use kitty litter for a lot of my testing, and I think that's what that's from. Look who has showed up when she knows it's time for a treat. Miss Fiona, my little helper. Okay, let's dive into the app. I've got this all back together and cleaned. I love the app. I haven't had any problems with the app. It's never crashed. Again, it shows you, I just opened it up. This is the last time it cleaned my house. It is recommended to wipe the sensors, okay. Let's just go see where the maintenance was on it. Accessory services, yeah. So, okay. Sensors are at 0, so I can reset those. I love it. It shows you exactly how to do it. Where's the filter at? That filter should definitely... 307. Oh, it said it had a bunch left. So the filter, yeah, that's probably, it should have, it needed cleaned a little sooner. Side brushes were fine. The rolling brush says it's only 85%. Dust bag, it doesn't tell you when. It says something about the door you may need. Oh, that's the brush guard, so it gives a time on it. Mop pads, it says I have a bunch of time, 91%. That's probably not accurate. I need to do them a little bit more. The battery, I didn't know it tells you. It just says how to replace it. Let's go to cleaning history. 46 hours. 25,112 feet cleaned. 62 times. Yep. Every day for 2 months. Okay, I think, yeah, when it has a caution mark, I think these are just days that I told it to go home like we were doing something. Yeah, see, it would get started, cleaning manually stopped. And that's fine. It's easy to do. Let's go back to one. This was just today. Oh yeah, it did the whole house. So I do have some no-go zones. Yeah, there's a chair there. It stays away from. It just works. And see, I had some boxes that are just sitting there. You know, our house isn't always straightened up. So it just went around the boxes. And in here, this room, there's a couple chairs that are just randomly there that aren't normally there. And it sensed them. There's the dining room table. Yeah. It does a really, you know, it just, I think I've had to go find it maybe twice where I come home and I'm like, oh, the robot's not on the dock. Where is it at? You know, there's no caution. This was cleaning manually stopped. Yeah. Room. Cleaning manually stopped. Okay. Let's go down. Cleaning manually stopped. Yeah, again, I don't see any cautions of manually stopped. I'm trying to find something. There was one thing I did turn off. The auto mop washing. I was going through a lot of water. So when that was on, I even had it to the highest minute, 25 minutes. And we have a pretty big house, but I find that I was using a lot more water and I don't necessarily think it needed to wash the mop as much. So I did turn that off. Hit cancel. I could do by room, but I wanted just to wash when it's all done. I felt like that was good enough. Once it gets your house, once it cleans your house pretty good, your floors don't necessarily get that dirty that often again, because if you're keeping up on it. So I find that once you've got it set on a schedule, cleaning every day, I don't need to have that auto mop. It's going to go back to the base unit and clean after 25 minutes or 10 minutes. That can use a lot of water, and then you're constantly running out of water. Now, let me tell you some things I love. I love this red light. You just walk by and you're like, when you see this red light, you're like, okay, something's wrong. It's usually one of the tanks are full or empty or empty. And so you're like, you just grab the tanks and redo it. So that's nice. Also, those tanks will run dry like in the middle of a cleaning, and it kind of picks up, like I'll fill the tank up while it's vacuuming, and then it knows that it can wash its mop pads now that the tanks are full. So it's got some pretty good intelligence built in that even if you're not right on top of changing out, like emptying the dirty water tank and doing it, it still tries to perform as much of the job as it can. Like there was a couple of days where the cleaning tanks were, the water tank was empty. It still vacuumed the house, so it didn't like go into a fault and like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything. It still tries to work. Boy, somebody's getting a big old nap. Miss Fiona, have you been hard at work? And the reason I'm bringing this downstairs is it's got to go up against the Dream X40, these brand new robots. I'm going to start taking these upstairs, see how they do long term. No, I've been using them downstairs and they get used pretty good, but upstairs, when they go on a schedule every day, that's when kind of the really problems start to show their head. I have not had any significant problems with this. There was one instance where it didn't know it was on the ground. I had brought it downstairs for another review and I took it upstairs and I think the wheels got kind of, I don't want to say messed up, but it did struggle for about a day until it kind of just got things figured out, and then it worked. But I attribute that to me to taking it up and down the stairs and doing another review on it. So I was kind of like, it was getting it out of its element. So if you like this video, leave it in the comments down below and hit the like button. I really would appreciate it. Again, check out my Instagram page. I do behind the scenes and tell you the deals. We do free giveaways there. And I'll put a link to this. I'll put a link to all the products I showed in the video. I'll even try to put a link to this. I really like this little blower. If you got DeWalt batteries, this is like a generic blower that you put on a DeWalt battery. And I do all my cleaning with this. This is amazing. Again, when it was $650, I cannot believe that price for this. So it does a good job mopping. It does two things. It mops really good, it vacuums, and it has obstacle avoidance. Those are three things that I really, and the app works so much good about it. It doesn't have a lot of artificial intelligence where if it sees dirt, like these newer ones, when they see a mud on the floor, they can do different things. They can just stop and start mopping it, turn off the vacuum. So these more expensive ones are starting to do a little bit better job with that. But again, wow, we use this all the time in our kitchen that we use all the time. When I cook popcorn, they'll get grease splatters on the floor and I'll start it the next day. It does struggle with big popcorn that's already popped, but it gets a lot of stuff. I mean, as we can see. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. And Miss Fiona says thank you too.